Hello and welcome to Teenagers Untangled, the audio hug for parents going through the tween and teen years. I'm Rachel Richards, former BBC correspondent, CNBC Europe World News anchor, and mum to 2 teens and 2 bonus daughters. I've been making this podcast for parents of tweens and teens for over 4 years now. It's won multiple awards, it's in the top 2% of podcasts in the world, which is fantastic, but I really want to take a break to spend summer with my family, and I didn't want to leave you with no support. So I thought, how can I best help parents of tweens and teens who are moving up to senior school, or maybe just going back for a new year and trying to think, what should I focus on? I remember feeling really apprehensive at that stage because it's so hard to know what's important. So I thought, why don't I give you some of the top tips from the nearly 200 episodes, one day at a time, so you can build up your understanding in a manageable way and feel much more prepared for when school starts again. So each week, the episode will have 7 tips. It's going to be really short, and I suggest you listen to one, then pause, give it a day to really think about and implement it before continuing. Or you could listen to them all and then pick the one that feels most important for you at that point. There are no rules. You're the expert on your own kids and family. Make sure you're following the show to ensure you don't miss any. And if you want to get them early and have the tips delivered weekly directly to you, just sign up for my Substack mailing list. The link's in the notes, and you'll get them straight to your mailbox. The tips start next week. In the meantime, here's a rerun of the Reading Festival episode because I have had so much amazing feedback on it, and it's the perfect time to listen. It's the end of summer in the UK and my 2 teenagers are getting ready to go back to school. But fresh in their minds is the Reading Music Festival. It's become the big get-together in the UK for kids who've finished their GCSEs. So we're talking about 16-year-olds. If you were to read about these festivals in the tabloid newspapers, you'd believe it's basically a field full of kids taking drugs, drinking all weekend and burning down tents. But is that true? And what advice can we give to parents whose kids are begging to go? Luckily enough, my girls have agreed to talk through what to expect, how to make the most of the festival, and what parents should consider before sending their teens. My girls are just giggling in the background. So Phoebe, hello.
Hi.
That's Phoebe's voice. Mia.
Hi.
Hi, that's Phoebe and Mia. Thank you for coming in. Let's hope we can make this a useful episode. Right, before you go, let's have a think about what we talked about before you girls go. I said no drugs. A lot, didn't I?
Yeah.
And,
it's kind of an obvious one.
Yeah, it's an obvious one.
It was
isn't
implied when she let us go.
What else? What, like reading the info on the website? How did you prepare?
I mean, like I obviously went a couple of years ago for the full weekend, and then this year I only went for one day. So,
Why?
Well, because like I feel like the camping is an experience you have to
Yeah,
go
I
through.
agree.
It's kind of a rite of passage.
And the nights are the best.
But it's more of a one-time thing. So this year round it was more for just the music and the vibes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And why are the nights the best?
They're the most fun. You kind of just sit around in the day, and then music normally starts at 12. But if you don't know the people who start at 12, which is like normally, that's what normally happens, you don't really have
because those are the
anything to do
small
until
acts,
the
aren't they?
night. Yeah.
But it's fun because you can still discover people.
Yeah,
you
that's
didn't
true.
know before.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I looked at it and one of the parents, both my girls went in groups. They went in groups. They tend to be sort of encampments of kids from the same school. So there's sort of safety in numbers. And one of the mums of the group that went said, why on earth did they go on a Wednesday when the music doesn't start until...
I booked early bird. We went on the Wednesday, and it is so worth it.
Why?
I think because the first day on the Wednesday, also the gates at Reading, they say that they open at 6. They don't. They open so much earlier.
Yeah, you were in. I was surprised.
Yeah, don't get there at 6. If you get there at 6, you're going to have as much
queue.
Camping spaces as you will the next day. So there's no point.
Okay.
So yeah, you get to like kind of get to know the area. You get to like look around, and the night that is the best night.
Why?
Because you have nothing to do the next day.
Right.
So you can sleep in as
As
long
if
as you
that
want.
would have affected anything. Like, no one behaved thinking, oh, I have to get up the next day, like throughout the entire experience.
And and everyone's kind of just walking around in the night, so that's the night where you can meet people. That's the night, it's the most fun that night, in my opinion.
So for parents who are anxious, because there are a lot of parents who are scared about allowing their kids to go to festivals, go out or whatever, what I think is really interesting about it, so the thing I said to the mother was, look, how many times do our kids get to be in a massive field with a load of people their age, unsupervised, so they can just go and meet freely?
Yeah,
I'm sure there were ups and downs of that. Did you feel like most people were your age, or were they similar?
Actually, we had a couple of 19-year-olds next to us, standing next to us.
19-year-olds, very dare they?
No, but they were complaining so much about the fact that literally everyone had just come out of GCSEs.
That's the thing. Yeah, everyone's in the same age bracket.
Yes,
probably about from 16 to 20. Most people, I would say.
Yeah,
I mean, it's nice because you do get mixtures of people. So obviously, like, there are older people coming, but I would say like the vibe is very young.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a lot of. Yeah.
Interesting. And it's interesting because I saw people coming to the festival who looked older, but I think they're sort of day trippers coming in and out. But
that's the thing. I think
young.
Exactly. Most people go for day trips if they're like the campers are usually really young.
Yeah. And I think the festival split up. So I think Reading is quite a young festival.
Yeah.
There's Boardmasters in the UK, which is a bit older. Am I
There's,
right?
there's Reading and Leeds. It's the Reading.
Yes,
and Leeds.
they're Reading and Leeds. That's
People-
right.
It's the joint.
like there were a group of people from my year went to Boardmasters and they loved some of it.
Right.
The thing about Boardmasters is that it depends on the year group. It depends on who you're with.
Yeah.
But also like circumstances. So because you're by the beach, like
It's a different vibe.
Also, I think there's everybody thinks that Boardmasters is a lot safer than Reading, when I want to disagree with that, because I know a lot of people at Boardmasters ended up getting spiked.
Really?
Yeah.
there was a crush this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a huge crowd.
And in Reading, they are so safe. I mean, there were a couple of people who collapsed during one of, like Ray, she's this singer, one of her music performances.
Yeah.
and everyone in the crowd was so lovely. Everyone was like shouting, and they were like, "Oh yeah, help, help!" And yeah, there were staff all over the place trying to access people, and there's nothing to worry about.
I think that's a really good point to raise. And actually, a friend of mine's son collapsed. And we instantly said, oh my goodness, did he take drugs? And she said, no, he's never had a fit. He went, and she said it was incredible because his twin brother was there and they surrounded him to protect him.
Yeah.
They formed a funnel out. Straight away, he was taken to a medical tent where by the time she'd got there, he was with a GP and couldn't be released because they were doing all the tests. They said there were no drugs in his system. So she said it would have been better in a way because at least they would have been able to identify why. But she thought maybe he just hadn't been sleeping. He hadn't been drinking enough water.
Yeah.
But the response was amazing.
Yeah, it's really safe. I mean, I can't speak for Boardmasters because I haven't been, but for Reading, it's like from what I've seen, it's so safe.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of friends who you know, like collapsed and who like did not feel well at all, and they went to the medical centre and they got treated instantly.
Yes.
There's a calm meditation tent.
Is there anyone in it?
No. Funny enough, no.
But that's good to hear. That's good to hear that they have a space where you can go away and
like
just...
they've thought everything through. Like they've done.
I like
this
that.
a lot.
And you don't hear this stuff.
No, yeah, exactly.
So let's talk about cost, because the actual tickets are not cheap.
No, they're not.
Oh, just before we go on, the getting in there early was also good because you got those silent disco headphones.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Yes,
I did not have.
Also,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't have the early bird tickets, and so I couldn't buy them on site. I couldn't buy and by the time I got there, they were all completely sold out, even online.
Yeah.
So
and your dad laughed and said, "Why on earth would you want to go to a silent disco?" But apparently, it's so much fun.
It is so much fun.
In my opinion, it's. I went pretty much every single night. It's most fun on the first night.
Is that right?
Yeah, because there hasn't. Everybody's been like waiting. Now, on the first night, as in on the Wednesday night. Oh wait, is Wednesday night or Thursday night?
Yeah, Wednesday night.
Yeah,
Wednesday night.
No, as in the silent disco's open, because it's like one of the first acts, so everyone's really excited for it.
Right.
Everybody's been like building it up in their heads, and it's a lot of fun. But the first DJ this year was absolutely awful.
Look after your headphones as well. People
steal them.
I ended up with 2 pairs somehow, and neither of them were mine because I didn't even.
Oopsie.
I didn't buy any.
So what did you do with them?
I went.
You know what I mean? Don't people have to put a deposit down?
But no. So sorry to interrupt, but you hand them back in, but the each one
they
has
traceable
barcodes,
to the person.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Because I was worried that person.
Yeah,
lost
no, because
that money.
there were some people going around like they thought that they could just collect other people's deposits, so they picked up like 4 different headphones.
But you can do that.
You can't. No, you don't.
Right.
You can do that with chargers. So no. Also, oh my god, it is such a scam for anybody going to Reading in the next New Year's. Do not buy a charger that is 25 quid from one of the charging places. If you go to the Android store, it's really good advertising for them, but you go to the Android store.
Where's the Android store?
And you walk around the festival, it's got a massive Android figure on the top of it, you can't miss it. Anyway, they charge your phones for free.
No.
Yeah, they charge them for free.
So £25 versus going to the Android store, that's amazing.
Having your phone run out at a festival.
Yes.
Like, obviously, Reading,
Yes.
I felt so safe the entire time.
Yeah.
And I only survived on 1 power pack, and that lasted me. It just depends on, it's about being efficient.
Yeah.
But, like, running out of charge at a festival is really, really not ideal.
It's terrifying.
Because they don't,
you were running out all the time.
Oh, yeah, I ran out literally.
Yeah, because like you have to coordinate so much with other people and make sure that you're
Really good point.
Yeah, and also like paying for things as well. I think everything's there's no cash. So
there is.
Oh, so you really need your phone.
You need
for that.
you need at least a credit card. But
and I
your
had
phone.
said before you go, it's really important to always be with somebody because you're vulnerable otherwise.
Yeah.
And we bought bum bags.
Yeah.
For you girls,
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
It's so good.
Yeah.
They're good.
You have to keep. Yeah, don't leave any valuables in the tent. Don't bring any valuables.
For Americans, that's a fanny pack, by the way.
Don't wear them as a bum bag though. That just looks really bad.
So how do you wear them?
You
What
wear
do
them
call
around your shoulder. Yeah, because that looks so bad having them around your bum.
No, of course. So you keep
Your phone, any
cash,
like credit, any
charger,
yeah, exactly.
Because we found that there was theft.
There's so much theft.
Yes,
people
don't take
people
anything
feel so
you care
comfortable.
about.
Like some people will just see any tent is fair game, and they'll just people just wander into other people's tents.
Also, I really think it depends on where you're camping.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Where I was camping at the back of Purple, which was this massive field, and everybody was avoiding that campsite because everybody thought it was the rowdy one. So everybody ended up avoiding it.
Was it the rowdy one?
No, because everyone avoided it.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So
so you were pretty, but I think somebody in your group had their chair stolen the first day.
Oh,
Quite why you took
yeah.
chair.
So, but the thing is, we
Chairs
took
are so
our chairs.
dumb.
No, take chairs. Take chairs. They are
Why?
so useful. Just in the nighttime, put them in your tents. But yeah, it's because she left her chair
outside
out in the nighttime. But
shame.
But yeah, I feel like you touched upon an important point, which is like campsite area. Because obviously you want to make sure that you're with obviously your group that you're going with.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Like it can make or break the entire experience.
Interesting.
Where you're set up.
Wait, what are the no-go? Like, don't camp here. Do we know?
The problem is that no. But the problem is that the colours change every year.
But I mean, should you be as far away from the main stages or as possible? You
don't want to be trekking, especially like late at night. Like you don't want to be trekking.
No, of course.
So
because the distances are large.
Where my campsite was, I thought the distance was actually perfect because
we were in a good place.
Yeah, we were at the back. It was this massive field. It stretched from like the campsite to the back. But yeah, we were on the back, like on a path. So it was so easy to get from where we were to the actual festival. But nobody went back there. Unless there were a few people, but it was like the perfect amount. But it was so easy to get to the actual festival.
Because there's a lot of walking.
Seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you racked up 20, 30, 40,000 steps. Like,
we looked at your steps and you girls had really been...
Yeah. I mean, I only went for one day, so I hadn't even been there for the entire time, but I did at least like 25,000 steps.
Yeah, I did 42,000 in one day.
Wow. It's a lot.
So
good. Get fit.
Yeah.
Get fit. Costs. So, planning ahead for costs. What do we...
Okay, so firstly, I have something to say. So, I bought my ticket, I think at full price. I don't know. And mine was only a day ticket, so obviously like early bird and weekend tickets are going to be a lot more. But wait as long as you can.
Oh,
I would say
interesting.
not for if you're buying a weekend ticket, obviously like you want to buy it in the
An early
tiers,
bird,
so
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
you're going to want to jump on that. But if you're going for a day, it depends on the day as well. But you can end up with packages like my girlfriend and I, we like bought our tickets relatively early, and then if we had waited, we could have got 2 for like 80 quid. So that's £40 a
Really?
ticket.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it's dependent on the day that you
Yes.
go, but yeah, it's really
Interesting.
you need to be yeah.
Good tip.
Strategic.
Good tip. So if it's a one day thing, it can be
Yeah.
really worthwhile
The
waiting.
the ticket doesn't even begin to cover the cost. When you actually get to the festival, it is extortionate the amount of money you're going to be spending.
Yes. But you were great because you both took food.
Yeah, that's essential.
Because you've done Duke of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Genuinely.
Yeah. Any top tips in terms of the types of food to take or things that...
Dry
pot noodles.
Yeah, well, pot noodles. I mean, I did, like my friends and I didn't do this, but they brought one of those little like stove things.
Camping
We
stove.
brought a
Yeah,
trench.
camping stove.
I recommend that, but also something I did not figure out until the last day was that they have these little stations where you can actually get hot water from.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
hot water,
amazing.
hot drinking water. And in every campsite they have
Yes.
a station where you can get loo roll. They were giving out free waterproof phone cases.
That's
You can
crazy.
get hot water. You can. It's actually it's
That's
really
magical.
Yeah, top tip. You've
good.
done
They
that.
give out so many free things at
Wow.
the festival.
But yeah,
Wow.
I would say definitely dry foods. Nothing like chocolate will melt if it's warm weather like that. I mean, obviously, like you can bring it, like, but I would say kind of stock up on like bars, things like that,
Oh,
nuts, whatever.
I mean,
sustenance.
you can walk into town as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but it's just tiring because
Yeah.
you're tired and then you've got quite a lot of walking to
Yeah.
do to get back and forth.
about drinks.
Yes.
It's so much easier. I would recommend buying them before you actually go into the festival. Like, don't buy little cans of stuff, buy bottles because you're going to get through them really quickly.
Stupidly expensive as well.
Yeah. And when you get into the actual festival, they only sell like beer,
Right.
and that's not going to.
That's not true.
No, yeah, the co-op only sold
Oh
beer.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Right.
the co-op only sells.
Yeah,
beer. They have
no, but,
stands.
Like, but at the stands it was like crazy.
yeah, it's very expensive.
insanely expensive.
Everything's expensive. That's why you need to bring lots of your own food.
At the co-op, I'd really recommend going. Also, sign up to become a co-op member because you get £1 off your first purchase. Also, we bought this giant bottle of Sprite for £2.99 when one of those like tiny ones costs £3 at the
Smart.
The co-op
stands.
is genuinely a highlight. Like,
Yes.
we went for the co-op this year.
But they have the
So
co-op do that
fun.
really well because they've had that at the Isle of Wight Festival. Do you
Yeah.
remember that when you're going in, they have a whole section with a co-op. They do a
but-
really good job.
Yeah, I mean,
So
when we
at all these
went, there was a
festivals-
saxophonist.
Oh,
he was playing.
but that's the
for
thing.
us.
They're really good. They entertain. They're doing
They
a
were
good
so
job.
good.
I
Yeah.
like that.
They've
So,
got like music.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so nice.
And you mentioned chocolate melting. It can go either way, right? We're in England.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure in other
my
countries it's
God.
going to differ, but you were,
When we
Amelia,
were-
you were here by
When we were at Reading, it started like,
pretty
raining,
shocking storm,
and
actually.
my tent leaked.
Yes. And it was
And-
brand new.
Yeah, and so much of my stuff got wet. Okay, one thing I would say, which literally saved the trip, because without it I would have wanted to go home, is so my mum got a hotel right next to the festival, which was so good because we went and I brought all my friends and we went and had a shower back at her hotel. And that saved it because we felt so grimy after all that rain.
Yeah, it was only
Yeah.
it was a couple of
I mean,
nights and it was towards the end of
obviously-
the festival.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And I
obviously,
did that for
not
all the
everyone has that
yes. So
privilege.
you can actually group together. So if you all pay in, if all the parents
Yeah.
chip in, and you have one parent
Exactly.
staying there, it means someone. And I did that this time. I've told you you're on your own in future, but it was just so that you had because I did the same for
Especially
you, didn't I,
first
Phoebe?
festival, for someone's first festival, it's better to have
Someone
there
there.
just in case something goes wrong.
Exactly.
But do you have any because obviously a lot of people won't be able to do that. Do you have any advice for people
Well,
who are
you
braving
can-
storms?
You can
can't?
shower there for £55.
Actually, my friend's son said he walked into town and there was a gym there and he could get a shower.
That's
I think it was still £7. It's a lot of money.
£7.
£7.
You know,
That's a big
that's
difference
better
to
than
55.
Yeah, but my point
that's
is, you
cheaper than a drink.
It's cheaper
Put
than
it
a drink,
into
right?
comparison.
Exactly. So there is that. There are wet wipes. You can take wet wipes. But also, I think when it comes to it was particularly bad. I mean, we saw some pictures, some video of the Leeds, which is the
Leeds. Oh
sister
my God.
festival.
Yeah.
Where people's tents were
I would
flying
say
off.
you have to consider all scenarios. You have to bring waterproofs, like bring warm clothing and fair weather clothing.
Yes.
That happened in our campsite. We were sitting down because my friend was really smart and she brought a bunch of chairs, which everyone sat down. She also brought a table, which was insane. It was a camping table, and that was so smart.
Great.
But and we made like a little circle so that we could be sitting. Yeah, and just suddenly a tent flew past us.
Yeah, do you actually set up properly?
Did you see that?
Make sure you have your guy ropes in and
Yes,
pegs.
for
in.
sure.
People steal pegs though.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
our friend, her tent's pegs got stolen.
What?
Oh.
Goodness me. Yes, and also, it's a sunscreen, but also a big bin bag that you can line your stuff, so you can put all your stuff in it. So if it does start, you wear it.
I did that.
There are people wearing.
I did that.
But you did it. You took a bin bag the first year you went in order to also a spare one to clear up.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
It was an absolute state. Even
It was carnage.
by the second day. Because also the group, I was in quite a big group. So obviously I had my friends in the tent, but I went with basically everyone from my school and we were all in the same area. And not everyone has the same values about, cleanliness and the environment and things like that. So by the second, I would watch people literally eat out of, a carton of grapes, for example, and just drop it on the floor when they were done. And they were treating it like their bin bag. So literally by the second day, it was an utter pigsty.
Yeah.
It was so awful.
Yes.
And there was pillow fluff everywhere. People don't really have any respect. So it's nice to just at least keep your area clean.
Yeah.
Actually, something which they were doing, which I thought was really smart. I don't know if they did this last year, but so they were handing round bin bags.
Oh, really?
They came over to us
Smart.
multiple times with recycling bags.
Because they're all lazy. Everyone's lazy, right? And they just need to give them a way to clear up.
And then they had them, the full ones on this wall for the recycling bags, and you could tie it to the grates. So it was really strange. Yeah.
And were people using them?
No.
But I would say mess is expected. Every single festival you go to, there's going to be,
I think so.
a huge amount of rubbish.
Yeah.
But I'd say on the whole, Reading itself was actually really clean.
Yeah.
From what I can remember, and it depends on what camp you're in again, obviously. But the camp that I was in, the toilets were so clean. I even by the last night, when usually I've heard from other festivals, sometimes they're overflowing with just disgusting things. But when I went, they were absolutely fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, when we've been to the Isle of Wight festival, I've really noticed that it's not that messy.
Yeah.
And we've gone around and picked up our own stuff and other people's while we've been doing that. But
I think it's dependent
generally
on the group.
it depends on the group. I think it really does depend. And I think, so one of the things about the tents is I would never allow my kids to come home without their tents.
Yeah.
So I picked up the tents on the last day, didn't I, earlier in the day, so that you then didn't have to worry about it later in the day.
At the end of Liam Gallagher, which was at 11:30, we saw people walking to try and find their parents in the places where they were parked, and they had all their stuff with them and they looked dead. We were looking at them and
I had a
laughing
bit of a
'cause we were
nightmare though, because I didn't give you all my stuff. Do you remember that? So we gave you the tent and my main bag, but there was still stuff that was I don't know why I didn't give you my stuff. And so that was a bit of a nightmare trying to.
But Amelia had a better deal this year because I found a wheelie bag. It's just an old one that was in a shed, and I gave her the tent in that, and it meant that she could put a lot of stuff in that, so she wasn't carrying things.
No, it ripped.
It ripped. Yeah, it was old. I mean, it wasn't a new thing. So,
but on the whole, I mean, I got this from other people and Amelia did it as well, but you don't really want to spare. It depends on who you are, but the normal advice is not to spend the night on Sunday night or the last night.
That's when it all kicks off, isn't it?
Because people have nothing left to really stay for. So they're all just I remember when I left, there was a shopping trolley. There was a co-op shopping trolley in one of the bushes. On one of the bushes, and people were hurling bottles around and pissing in cans and throwing them.
Right.
And that's even that was as we were leaving. It got worse and worse throughout the night.
Right.
So you want to get your stuff out and then enjoy the evening so that you can just go home.
Yeah.
Like, have
I mean,
a
that's
quick
ideal,
exit.
but I mean, I'm sure lots of people don't, but I think that was ideal. That's
You know, I know so many people who left halfway through the festival. I know quite a few people who left before the music even started.
wow.
Like,
Really?
The thing is, festivals, you either really like them or you really don't.
True.
Like, they're either your thing or they're not.
Yes. You had a friend who had just had enough, wanted to go home.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And actually, talking about taking you home, so last year when I collected you, Phoebe, that was really tough because stupidly I parked in the car park that they told me to park in, and then it got late and I started driving towards the site. And you end up in this one-way system and you can't stop. And you can't turn around.
Driving.
I was screaming at you saying, "Get in the car, run." And this year I did it so much better.
Yeah,
I didn't go to the car park they'd indicated. What I did was I went across the river to an area where nobody really goes and parked in a filling station, just let everybody know where we were. That was so much better. We got home way quicker than other people who were fighting their way through traffic. We just went back routes.
Yeah.
So that was really smart.
Yeah.
That's a good
But definitely, like, if you're going with a group
Go
of
early
friends,
if you can. Yeah.
coordinate with other people. Go
Yeah,
home with
yeah.
other people.
I mean, that was the
only
thing.
want one car.
No, exactly.
Or the
Our
trains.
cars were stuffed. Or there were trains. The trains run really late. Yes,
to London, so that's really useful.
True. And actually you get really tired though, don't you?
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, how do you pace yourself? Because you said that the fun stuff happens at night, but that means you're not getting enough sleep.
So sleep through the day.
What, when the music is on?
No, the music starts at 12 and you normally don't know the person playing at 12.
Okay.
So
so an eye mask or something, because obviously when you're in a tent,
no, and because you like everyone around you is going to be screeching and all that stuff. But
I was
actually
one
thing I would say is I brought noise cancelling headphones. They were so good, but they didn't get stolen.
You sound like such a princess.
No, but one thing I would say, so we know a couple of people who went and decided to camp on the other end of the festival, and they were completely out. They had a couple of people in that campsite was so angry because they had no atmosphere. It was a half an hour walk to the actual
That's the thing,
festival.
you want to be
They
in.
hated it
Right,
there.
yes.
But then
So it's a trade-off.
My camp was right next to the main.
There were some people who were really happy that they were that far away because
Just
they
depends
really
what you
hated it.
Mm-hmm.
They really actually wanted a good night's sleep. But I would say just go for like in the middle. Or if you're going to go into a campsite that's like close to the festival, go to the back of that campsite.
What about things like drugs and alcohol? What I mean, so I'm going to put it into context. I was talking to another mother, and she said to me that her son's tent was raided.
Yeah,
and I said, "Gosh, that must have been a shock." And she said, "Well, yes, because there were drug dealers in the tent next to his, and they wanted to check his tent, and of course, he came up clean."
Yeah.
But did you see much evidence of drugs?
Well, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
So I showed up late because I didn't have the early bird tickets, but the rest of my friends did. So they were all in, and I turned up alone. And they do drug check. Well, no, they don't do drug checks. They do like bag checks and everything. They have sniffer dogs. And here's a piece of advice: don't pet the sniffer dogs. Because I'm quite a fan of dogs, and the dog took a liking to me, and so I ended up in the drug queue, and I'm like the least lucky person. And I was there surrounded by
a really long queue.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh my god, I was there for 3 hours. I mean, it basically took up my entire first day. I was in such a bad mood. But the thing is, the bag checks are so unthorough. It's not funny. Like they didn't even go through my bag. They didn't find my alcohol, and it was a drug.
So you had a small bottle, a miniature. So Phoebe's really honest. You had a miniature in your sock, and you were really panicking, and then you had a whole bottle.
I had a whole bottle of vodka. I had 2 bottles. I had a whole bottle of vodka, and then I had
the alcohol mule for her group.
Then I had another bottle in a water bottle.
Yeah.
And they were both at the bottom of my bag.
Yeah.
And so I thought the odds were they wouldn't actually check down there, which I was right. They didn't check. But when they asked me for alcohol, I thought I would give them something to kind of throw them off and make it seem like I was really honest. So I just gave them the miniature.
Okay.
And they let me through. But they're literally within about 5 minutes, that's not even an exaggeration, of walking to try to get to my tent. And I literally had just shown up. I was approached by 2 different people just asking whether I wanted ketamine. Like,
Right.
there are drugs
Right.
everywhere. That's
Yeah.
just going to be, that's like a fact of festivals. It's not just Reading, like it's in every festival.
Yes.
So you've just got to, keep your wits about you and not accept anything from anyone, because that's like the
But if
least.
you are going to accept something, accept it from like a trusted source.
Like who?
Just
Who
don't.
can you trust
No,
at a
don't
festival?
even-
I mean, yeah.
Don't. Festivals,
friends.
don't even
Your
trust
friends?
Where, are
Where would your friends
go
have
in
been?
a festival?
Your 16-year-old friends?
No, I'm not talking for me. I'm talking just in general. If you are,
No,
See, I don't think you can trust anybody.
Don't,
I just
okay,
don't think you can
kids
trust anyone.
don't do drugs in general, but even then, don't do them at festivals. Like that is the
For sure.
worst place, because of all the things that could go wrong, like you don't want something to go wrong at festivals, and people get spiked. Like spiking is such a problem.
Yeah.
And so same with alcohol. Like you want to make sure that you're getting alcohol from yourself or your friends. You want to bring it with you.
Yeah.
And then if you ever do get drinks, I mean, it's the usual. You just need to like make sure that you know and that your friends know that you need to keep your cups covered. Nothing, or not even in cups. You want to keep them in cans. Things like that.
yeah.
And then, but people, can get spiked from injections in the crowd.
There's there are some really useful like cup covers you can get off Amazon to cover it. But I would say like if you're going to a festival, you're probably going to be drinking. Well, definitely going to be drinking, and it's better for your parent or someone or yourself to buy the alcohol. Because then you're a lot less likely, because I mean the child is going to be going somewhere to get it anyway, so it's better for them to get it from someone they know or from like you or whatever. Other than
So for all the parents at home listening to this who are horrified that my children drink alcohol,
We don't advocate.
we're not really a drinking family in that way, but my attitude is pick your fights. And I think when you're going to a festival, they're going to drink. It's better to, absolutely. And did you see people? Well, you've just done a job last night where there were young people staggering around blind drunk. It's not attractive at all, is it?
No, it's not.
And so what did you see much of that at the festival? People that drunk?
yes,
Yeah.
Because I just don't think you're safe.
Yeah.
If you get like that, you have to be.
You want to make sure. Sorry.
It depends. We did it in nights, so we had 2 bottles, and so we did it one between
that's
3
a big group,
because there were 6 of us.
Yeah.
And so there would be 3 people drinking the first night, and then 3 people didn't drink as well, so that they could look after the 3 people if something had gone wrong.
See, this is smart. This is the answer. It's the way that you do it. It's not what should
Yeah, you just want to make sure that you're like, it's essential to stay with your people the entire time.
Yeah.
And just make sure that you're with a safe, trusted group of friends.
How easy was it to get water? Because that was one of the things we talked about before, was making sure you always drink water.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it depends on where you're situated, because it can be a trek to get to the water stations, because they're like in between the camps and the festival. But yeah, it's really easy to get it once you're there. You just have to walk to it.
And do you have to have your own bottle to refill a bottle?
They have refill stations.
Great.
But also I remember last year, Billie Eilish was the last act, and obviously there was a massive crowd there.
Yeah,
there was
good.
there was such a dense crowd there, and it got really hot, and obviously it was also the end of the night, so if you hadn't been drinking water, then you're going to get so thirsty and dehydrated. And my girlfriend was in quite a bad state because she hadn't been drinking water. And it was at the very front of the stage. There was a guy behind the barrier who was literally just giving out free cups of water.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we went and found him, and then he was just giving us
so
loads
fantastic.
of water.
They did that this year as well. So we were standing up for 4 hours. My other friends were standing up for longer than that because they'd been wanting to see the people before. But everyone we wanted to see was on the main stage, so we got a really good position and just stayed there.
Yes.
But yeah, the people at the front, you would just need to put your hand up, and then everyone would be passing it back to you.
incredible.
Everyone there is so lovely.
Yeah.
You get taken care of. It's really good.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Why did you only go for one day this year?
Well, in truth, there was only one act. Well, actually, no, that's not true. There were so many acts I would have loved to see, but I was kind of done with the camping. It's not really my age. Well, they're not really my age group anymore. No. I mean, some people my age were camping. Some people I know from school, but But yeah, it was only...
It's great to just go for it. Did you enjoy
nice.
that?
I
Just
loved
doing
going for one day because you have no like luggage, you have no bags to worry about. You're not having to worry about your tent.
Yeah. That's what we've always done, because we have done a few music festivals already, but each time we've gone for one day, you get you can be more fun, have more fun with dressing up because you're not worried about...
You can be clean.
I mean, Amelia took her... Well, that's the other thing. And Amelia didn't take her best clothes. You took sort of old hoodies and things, didn't you?
Yeah.
Just so that you didn't...
I actually took my school hoodie because I thought no one's going to
want to
steal it. Has my initials on it. Who's going to want to steal somebody's school hoodie?
Yeah. Just because you don't want your favourite. You had a hat stolen last year.
My hat was my cowboy hat.
No, personally, I think it's really down to the person. I absolutely loved camping. Next year, I'm going to go.
I loved it too.
Yeah. I think I'm going to continue doing that.
You're going to continue camping?
No, not at Reading. I'm going to go to Boardmasters next year. Yeah, I think that's going to be exciting.
I'm running set. It's tradition now.
Good.
Going every year.
Good.
But what was I going to say?
You need to get yourself a job so you can pay for the ticket.
I'm actually in so much debt at the moment.
Well, you are and you aren't, because what was our deal?
Oh my god. Okay, this has been the worst week of my life. But I'm only allowed to use my phone for 1 hour a day, and it's £26 per day.
So why are you not in debt?
No, I actually still am, because I went over 1 hour and now I have to pay for the full day, which I think if I go over an hour and I end up having to pay for the full day, I should be allowed my phone for the entire day.
No, I think it's zero sum. So basically we did a deal where I said she can pay off her debt by staying off her devices, not just your phone, off her devices for the entire week leading up to school. So that she's only allowed an hour a day, just so she can stay in contact with people. Just because it's good to decompress.
Yeah.
It's
can't if my phone was taken away completely, that would be awful, because I need to continue.
No, I wouldn't.
Because I need to continue talking.
But it's painful, but actually it's
good.
It's been nice getting to know you.
That's so funny.
Anything else you think we might have missed? Any other top tips?
Yeah. Stay away from... it's dependent on the act that you're seeing. And I would say this year, the Reading acts were really good. So they weren't really kind of like high testosterone,
21 Savage.
Yeah. Oh,
The Prodigy.
Yeah, okay, fine. But when I went, there was Tion Wayne, and I didn't even know who he was, but my group wanted to go. And literally the entire thing was just mosh pit after mosh pit after
like
mosh
the
pit.
Prodigy.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you want to make
a mosh pit, for parents who are not sure, I'm sure you all are, you know what it is, but it's basically where a clearing happens and then everybody
starts. I actually thought it was quite fun,
throwing themselves around
in the beginning, but then I ended up getting pressed up between two people, and I genuinely felt like I was.
But this is where it starts getting a bit dangerous, because it's so easy for things to go wrong, and especially with crowd crushes and things like that. People get trampled if you fall over.
If someone had an accident or something like that during the Prodigy, they would not have got out.
Yeah.
It was insane. The amount of because we were at the Chevron stage, which is so pretty because they've got all these lovely cool lights and stuff. But it's packed because everyone's trying to get under the lights and there's no space at all. Wow. And mosh pits were opening up everywhere.
Yeah, but don't be put off with going to festivals, obviously. But the trick is just to avoid. I mean, you can't really avoid, but make sure that you're. I mean, stable.
You can. Yeah. Depending on where you are in the mosh, if you're at the front, it depends on who's behind you, because you don't have to go in while everyone else is. There's, you don't have to be trampled.
You just want to create space. You want to create space around you, and you want to know that you're with people who can help you,
protect you, and support you.
Because some of my friends fell over. Well, I fell over as well. We all toppled like dominoes. We got someone stood on her head.
What? Sounds awful.
But we were with people who literally just cleared a space around us and picked us back up.
That's good.
My friend actually, she fell over during a mosh pit. She got a bit trampled as well. I think you're kind of literally holding on to her, holding her up.
I mean, if you find this horrifying, obviously parents are going to have very different levels of acceptance. So Personally, I think you had a great time.
Oh,
I'm
we
glad
did.
you went.
So much
That's the
fun.
thing.
If you want to really be scared, what's the documentary we watched? What was it?
Woodstock 99.
Woodstock 99. Now, that is probably as bad as it gets.
This
So
is the
if you
opposite.
want, people
This
said
is-
it looked like
Anything like
Sarajevo, the end of Sarajevo.
Yeah.
So if you want to be truly scared, watch that documentary. We watched it before you started going to
Yeah.
festivals.
But it hasn't-
But actually, generally, I think it was an
Oh,
amazing
Reading was-
experience
I
for
loved-
you.
I
You loved
love
it,
Reading.
yes.
I actually have another point.
Go ahead.
So the last act, depending on how badly you want to see them, the last act is always really tough because we went into the front area of the stage in the beginning. So I had gone off with Phoebe and her girlfriend for the start, and so I had to fight to find my friends. I had to fight through like crowds and crowds of people, and it was genuinely terrifying. I found them, and then I was like, I do not want to be here because the amount of people who were like crammed into that one tiny space. It was because it was for Liam Gallagher, and I was like,
who has just announced that the Oasis are doing,
and it was terrifying. I was like, I'm not staying here, so I left, and we
Smart
watched it from
girl.
the back, which was so.
you
I enjoyed it
did.
so
Yeah.
much more.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'd stayed there,
And if you
I would
and
be-
it actually is really useful at least to have one kid in a group that's so all you girls were coming home. We had 2 cars waiting
Yeah.
with a massive group of girls, and so we had at least 1 or 2 people who had phones that were charged.
Yeah.
We had you can use Live 360, you can use Apple
Find
Device
My.
Finder. Yes, exactly. So we knew where we were, we knew where you were, and people were staying together. So it just it worked. It was
Yeah.
fine.
And also, sorry.
You-
No, if you're continuing on to this, because I'm going to change the subject.
I was changing the subject
Oh,
too.
okay, fine. Good. Well, I was just going to say that I would highly recommend downloading the Reading and Leeds app.
Yeah.
If you're going to
Good
Reading
tip.
and Leeds, obviously. If you're going to a different festival,
Yes.
that might not be useful. But
See what you're missing. Stay at home. Just
but
download the app.
it's so good because there's a map of everything, so you can see how it's laid out. They have all the acts on there.
And you can plan the day, can't you?
You can plan the day, so
Yeah.
you can like the acts that you want to go and see, and then it creates a calendar for you. It's
fantastic.
And so it's so easy to keep track of everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, because otherwise you end up, you're bound to miss some acts for some reason or another. But yeah.
Also, going off that, make sure you listen to the first, like the most famous song of the people, because there are so many people who I would have loved to see, who I missed because I didn't know that they were there.
Interesting.
Like,
so you mean go through all the acts?
meeting of the neighbourhood.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It was so
Go
sad.
through all the acts
Yeah.
and listen to the top
Yeah,
songs
there's
and see
a
whether they're
Reading
people
and
you-
Leeds
yeah.
playlist that's released every year with all the songs from.
Yeah.
So go
That's
listen
easily
to
done.
that.
Yeah. Brilliant. I like that. Thank you, girls.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
if there's anything else.
I can't remember what I was going to say.
I think that's brilliant. You girls, wow, thank you so much for all that great advice. I loved it. Hopefully you found it really useful at home. If you have, maybe you can pass it on to someone you know. If you didn't like it, then just delete
Then don't tell us.
Obviously, this is just one festival. They're all going to differ, but
Yeah.
I wanted to give you a taste of what's happening to, and I just think we've got this whole generation of kids who have been brought up in a very defensive way.
Yeah.
And I like the idea that they get the chance to go out and let off
it's
some
so
steam.
One of the things I
Refreshing.
love about Reading is you get a taste of what it's like without parents or without anyone telling you what to do. It's so nice.
But also, especially like after COVID,
Yes.
like it's so nice.
It's so important.
having, just being in those situations where you can just literally socialise with anyone and everyone.
And you talk to people you'd never normally,
Yeah.
even from your school who you hadn't really talked to before, and it
But I
became
was
much
bumping
more
into
free
random
flowing.
people and chatting to
Yes,
people.
and in fact, you this year you just
The
bumped
amount-
into so many
oh my
people
God,
you knew
I would
everywhere.
take one step and there would be someone I know.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you like the podcast, you can leave a review on the Apple player, or you can text me via the Spotify player. They've got a new, quick text. You can, I know it's great, isn't it? And you can go to my website, which is www.teenagersuntangled.com, or email me on teenagersuntangled@gmail.com. Great feedback is always very much
Give us 5
appreciated.
stars. Review and give us 5 stars. 'cause that would mean a lot.
My vulnerable girls. Have a great week. Bye bye for now.
Bye. Have fun at Reading.